to 13 Rock with Harrag Melodica on Vinylestimes Classic Rock Radio.
Hell yeah, sur la web rock station Vinylestimes, le classic rock radio, en direct avec nous depuis Nashville notamment, Mr. Reb Beach. Hi Reb, nice to meet you.
Hi Harrag, nice to meet you too.
Yeah, how are you, man?
Oh, doing pretty good. Here in Nashville with Kip Winger writing the new Winger record. We're going to try and have it out at the end of the summer, maybe July or August.
Ah, ok. Donc, en direct ce soir avec nous, Mr. Reb Beach. Juste à côté de lui, il y a Kip Winger. Je vous raconte pas l'interview qu'on va passer dans quelques minutes, dans les instants qui suivent, quoi. Je pense que ça va être énorme, quoi. Reb, the name of the web rock station is Vinylestimes Classic Rock Radio. As you know, we are located in Paris, France, and thank you very much for accepting my interview request.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I love France. It's absolutely a beautiful place, and we try and get to Paris every time we go on tour, for sure.
Ouais, effectivement, il aime Paris, il est passé à plusieurs concerts, on va développer tout ça en tout cas, vous allez voir, ça va être cool. Je sens que ça va être bien, quoi. Reb, please, about the album starts with Black Magic. This track was composed 9 years ago for the magazine Guitar World, right?
It was 30 years ago.
30 years ago? Okay.
Yeah, 31 years ago, in 1989.
Mm-hmm.
And I recorded that for the Guitar World record, but it was a terrible recording. It was recorded on a cassette recorder. So I always wanted to remake it with, real drums and not a drum machine.
Mm-hmm. Effectivement.
That's why I redid it.
Ok, le titre Black Magic, c'est pas 9 ans, c'est il y a 31 ans notamment qu'il l'a fait dans une cassette. À l'époque, il y avait une boîte à rythme, etc. Là, il l'a composé avec un peu plus de sérieux et surtout des vrais musiciens derrière, quoi. And what impressed me on this album is all the natural side of the sounds.
The natural side of the sounds?
Yes, that impressed me a lot.
There's not a lot of techno programming and synthesizer and stuff. It's all old school instruments like the Fender Rhodes and the organ. It's got a real organ on there, a B3 organ, and there's all different kinds of sounds, acoustic piano, and I just wanted it to be kind of reminiscent of the old school 70s instrumental albums.
Et effectivement, l'album est très naturel. Il n'y a pas de logiciel ou quoi que ce soit. Il y a surtout très 70s. Hein. C'est vraiment très très naturel. Et c'est là-dessus il insiste vraiment, quoi. And it's also your first solo album after such a long career.
Oh, my first solo album was Masquerade in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
And I sang on that record. So one of these days I'm going to do Masquerade too. That will be my next project, is singing on my solo album. But this was just something I've always wanted to do. The fans have been asking me for an instrumental record
That's right.
Ever since Black Magic came out.
Mm-hmm, effectivement, I mean instrumental album, of course. Effectivement, oui, il y a eu 2 albums solo déjà au départ, mais les fans ont demandé un album instrumental, donc effectivement ici attelé en même temps, donc c'est cool, c'est vraiment cool, quoi. And you experiment on the new album a lot of new things, such as your emotions that are in your fingers, for example, on the single Infinito 1122.
You think there's a lot of emotion in that playing?
Yes. I said all the emotions are in your fingers.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks. That's why it's called A View from the Inside. It's a view to my soul And I tried to put as much soul as I could into the playing. And that song is just kind of a cool jam. It's got like a Spanishy feel. Infinito is Italian for infinity, and 1122 is called the angel number. If you see that number like all around you, you know, on the cash register or on a clock or whatever, then that's the angels telling you to start your life again and you know, have a new beginning.
Et alors oui, effectivement, je précisais que l'émotion était dans ses doigts, notamment quand ils sont touchés de guitare, qui est juste exceptionnel. Hein. Oui, le single, le premier Infinito, qui est fini en version italienne, et 11-22 notamment, qui est un rapport avec les anges, effectivement, quand il vous parle, ou alors pour recommencer sa vie. Donc ça, c'était à peu près le single, c'est le sens du titre, quoi. And on the track, Attack of the Massive, it's very groovy.
Well, thanks. I'll take that as a compliment. That is the most difficult song on the record. Mm-hmm. It's definitely funky for sure, but it's got some jazz overtones here and there. That's the big. That's going to be the big live song. I think we'll probably end the set with that song if I ever do a tour with like a G3, like Joe Satriani, or the Generation Axe tour is another guitar tour. So if I end up touring this record, and I would love to, that would be the big last song.
Effectivement, ce titre a été difficile pour lui, hein, notamment. D'ailleurs, à l'écoute, oui, il y a un rythme funky, il y a un rythme très groovy, il y a du jazz aussi à l'intérieur. Ouais, il y a beaucoup de choses et bon, en tout cas, c'est un bon titre. C'est le Attack of the Massive. And I found the track Hawkdance very fun in a good mood.
That song reminds me of David Coverdale dancing on stage.
Okay.
The way he kind of moves like a crab on stage. He does like a side step, you know. And I always picture him when I hear that song. So I thought also of like Indians dancing, you know, in the West. Those wild, wild West Indians with the feathers all over them and dancing around a fire. It's just a funk song.
Oui, alors celle-là c'est la meilleure. Le titre Hawkdance, ça lui rappelle sur scène en regardant David Coverdale en train de danser comme un Indien notamment autour du feu, quoi. C'est voilà, c'est ça, c'est l'inspiration notamment. Bah, elle est pas mal, quoi. And on the track Aurora Borealis, I feel like flying like a bird. The melodies flies in the air.
That's nice. So some people have told me that it's very uplifting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's lovely, and that's a duet at the beginning with me and Michele Lupe, who is the keyboard player for Whitesnake. Mm-hmm. And the song is kind of like a Irish kind of jig almost, and Rod Morgenstein gave it the name of Aurora Borealis. He's the drummer in Winger, even though it doesn't remind me of Aurora Borealis at all. I can barely say Aurora Borealis. But that song, everyone likes that song and says it's very uplifting.
Ouais, il y a un titre Aurora Borealis, hein, qui à l'écoute notamment, on a l'impression d'être un oiseau en train de voler. Les mélodies, elles volent aussi autour de cet oiseau notamment. Ça lui fait plaisir parce que c'est exactement la sensation qu'il voulait donner. Et il a été aussi au clavier. Il y a Michele Lupe aussi qui joue dans Whitesnake notamment, et aussi le batteur de Winger comme ça. Donc c'est super beau. C'est très très beau en tout cas, quoi. And the whole album is very varied. Nothing is the same, but everything comes together.
Oh, that's cool. Well, thank you. I'm so glad. It sounds like you like the record, and it's getting great reviews. Everyone seems to like it. It's. I wanted it to be something you could listen to driving in the car, and not to be just all shredding. You know, all guitar. Like, look at me. It's more of the songs were the most important thing on this. Even though there's some good playing on there, it shows everything I can do on the guitar.
Effectivement, c'est pas seulement qu'un album de guitare et d'instruments aussi, c'est aussi plaisant, notamment qui vous accompagne durant votre conduite sur la route. C'est l'album, c'est pas du tout pareil à chaque fois, mais par contre tout est bien assemblé, quoi. C'est ça. C'est au final, c'est ce disque, c'est la représentation de cet album, quoi. And the comments of your fans are delighted on the social networks.
Yeah, it's just what I was hoping for, honestly, that everyone would like it. I didn't know what people would think of it, but I did this thing called the Fusion Demos a long time ago, just kind of getting started and maybe doing an instrumental record. It was just demos for an instrumental record, and I sold it on my website, and people loved it and told me that I really had to make a record, and so I knew that a lot of fans were waiting for this record, and I'm so glad that they really, really like it a lot, and hope I get to tour for it.
Effectivement, les fans l'ont demandé, les fans l'attendaient. Il a fait l'album instrumental, donc ça c'est vraiment cool. Les commentaires en tout cas, ils sont vraiment très très bons sur cet album, et ça il en est très très heureux, quoi. Reb Beach est en direct avec nous. Je rappelle, A View from the Inside, c'est le nouvel album donc de Reb Beach. Ça démarre avec Black Magic, ensuite Little Robots, Aurora Borealis, Infinito 1122, Attack of the Massive, The Way Home, Whiplash, Hawkdance, Cutting Loose et Sea of Tranquility. Ça, c'est le nouvel album de Reb Beach. En tout cas, c'est stop cool, quoi. And next question, how is Mr. Kip Winger near of you? How is he?
How's he? Well, he's sitting outside on the porch in the sun right now,
okay,
talking on the phone. And we've written about 7 songs
cool.
for the new album.
Cool.
And it sounds great. It's, more of Winger, heavy riffs with the big vocals, very catchy songs and very heavy stuff, very progressive. And then, Kip's always very busy. He's a busy guy. He takes on tons of different projects with his classical music and producing people, so the phone keeps ringing. I have to tell him to turn his phone off when we work.
Ok, ouais, Kip Winger, il est juste à côté de lui, il est au téléphone, en fait, et en même temps, ouais, c'est un homme très occupé, toujours en production, toujours chargé en termes de travail, notamment, ils ont déjà travaillé sur 7 titres, ça sera du pur Winger, ça, on a déjà les premières informations, quoi. And I remember the album Pool was amazing, a huge production. Oh yeah.
That was my favorite record, and I think most musicians Pull as their favorite record, and when Pull came out in 1993, I thought I was going to be a millionaire because I thought it was the greatest thing I'd ever heard, but it didn't sell that well because the 80s just ended in 1993 when Nirvana came out.
Ouais, effectivement, Paul est arrivé en 93 et c'était déjà la fin, notamment de l'époque, la belle période des années 80, etc., où il y avait exactement des beaux albums, les singles en tout cas qui tournaient en rotation sur MTV, etc. Je m'en souviens très bien. Et Paul est arrivé, il y a une production énorme, c'est aussi son album favori, quoi. And there is also the single Hungry. Oh. Hungry from the first album Winger. I still have it on my mind. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's not one that you hear a lot from people. Usually it's 17 or, Easy Come, Easy Go or Miles Away or people's favorites. But Hungry, that was our 4th single, I think, or was it the 3rd single? It was the 4th single. Sorry, it was after Headed for Heartbreak. So the 4th single was Hungry. And yeah, we've been trying to write another Hungry. It's not easy.
Really? Cool. Eh ben oui, effectivement, notamment. Et oui, notamment, il y a eu 4 singles, notamment sur le premier album de Winger. Il est assez étonné parce que d'autres gens lui proposent d'autres titres, effectivement. Mais moi, j'ai gardé toujours ce titre en mémoire. I always keep this song on my mind. It's just amazing. Something like, I hear the ticking on the clock, counting every day. I've been alone. How long before you coming back? If I don't see your face, I turn to stone. Hell yeah.
Nice. Wow. You could totally sing that. Harrag, if we come to France with Winger, you have to come up on stage and sing that part.
Oh my God, I am in the shit.
That would be great.
Okay, and what about for the new album of Black Swan too?
Jeff just called me last week and asked when I could come and start writing for it. The album was very successful, and they definitely want another one. So I've got to get busy writing some new guitar riffs for Black Swan.
Okay, Jeff Pilson.
It starts with me.
Okay.
It all kind of starts with me. You got to have a good guitar riff first.
Ok, Jeff Pilson est en train aussi de bosser sur le prochain album de Black Swan notamment. Pareil, il est aussi très occupé quoi. And I have a listener at this moment who tells me that he was in Paris at the Olympia during the Whitesnake concert. He said it was a great night. He was just in front of you.
Yeah. Oh, the great. Good. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Can't wait to go back there. I love the Paris audience. Was awesome.
And do you remember Whitesnake was very good? They had a very good show at the Hellfest. I have an excellent memories of it. You played just before Def Leppard and a very good set list. You remember that?
Yeah, I think I do. I think we played all the hits that night, and you know, we did a lot of shows with Def Leppard. And it's a good bill. You know, Whitesnake, Def Leppard are two bands that are perfect together. And I'd love to do more shows with them. But yeah, Hellfest was a good show.
Ok, effectivement, qui se souvient du Hellfest en tout cas, c'était un grand moment, c'est vrai, il y avait une superbe setlist quoi. Reb, thank you very much for this interview. It was just fantastic. Okay, yes.
Sure, my pleasure.
Yes.
Anytime.
Je rappelle, l'album A View from the Inside est disponible sur toutes les plateformes et aussi en CD, etc. Vous allez sur la page de Frontiers notamment, vous pouvez vous procurer le CD sur Spotify, Deezer, etc. Vous pouvez écouter l'album. Il y a de très très bonnes choses. Please, do you have a message for the audience tonight, please?
Oh, sure. Just check out my album, and I hope that you enjoy it. People seem to really be liking it. And, you know, I really hope to come there this year, next year with Winger. I think that David is taking the year off with Whitesnake, but next year Winger's going to do Europe.
Wow.
We want to come over there at least a few times.
Wow. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you very much for the live interview. Okay. Say hi. Say hi one more time to Keep after his phone. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I will.
Okay, you will. Thank you very much. Tout de suite, on continue en musique sur 213 Rock, le Vinylestimes, le Classic Rock Radio, Infinito, 1122, Reb Beach, 213 Rock. Hell yeah, sur la Web Rock Station, Vinylestimes, le classic rock radio, 213 rock, Reb Beach, Infinito, 1-1. Notamment, c'était vraiment bien cette interview avec Reb Beach notamment, et juste à côté de lui il y avait Kip Winger. J'allais l'avoir en direct en fait, pour vous dire, en off il était libre, et durant l'interview et son téléphone a sonné, donc il est parti décrocher, et je voulais l'avoir en direct là. Ça s'est passé à -1 quoi, dommage, mais vraiment dommage quoi. Il y avait Kip Winger, il allait prendre il allait arriver quoi, c'est dommage. En tout cas, on remercie Reb Beach, c'était fantastique, bonne interview. Il y a déjà 7 titres donc composés du prochain Winger notamment. Ça c'est une très très bonne nouvelle. Il y aura un titre dans la veine de Hungry, il y aura beaucoup de choses, ouais. Et concernant Whitesnake, ça sera pour pas cette année mais pour l'année prochaine très certainement, il y aura quelque chose. Ça c'est top cool quoi. Allez, continuons en musique avec Jeff Kotzotto, le Desperate sur 213 Rock. Hier soir, il était en direct, pareil, c'était la fête, c'était un grand monsieur, de bonnes informations, beaucoup de choses. Je vous invite à aller sur le site vinylestimes.fr pour aller réécouter l'interview après l'émission de Jeff Kotzotto. Ça aussi c'était un grand moment de radio. 213 Rock. Hell Yeah sur la Web Rock Station, Vinylestimes, le classic rock radio. Continuons avec Iron Mask, cette fois-ci avec Oliver Hartman au chant, invité sur l'album Master and Masters notamment. Voici le single Revolution.